Afe Dre Fanasa Jackson Herbal Mesha Botentimini two malaria fever say when I'm show and when I'm sebi our jonku watch Bramo say one person and no penimo and some to answer yadiano I time for that Bamodia Sam on a Jackson Abakasana Fairba Meshanwa Pay and some ato 0244723541 Jackson and no Sabacondia na put a farmer one more the na Kojak kase womo de Kojak Proco do no aba wonti no mo de aba na yadeba ko suo no pano ensom aye code se bi abedara joba sori na ohune mu nyina si ase katai aba ase papui ensom adene ho agimunya drone fa no se aye Kojak Proco no enso ebedi wa ketena mu kama na mom se obeso wonum enso aye hwama wo de no aye Kojak omo regular fluoride o be brush teeth amen what no ebe bo o se wo ban afei ebe sama anya hodemapa na waju Kojak F and Kojak P wamo manfo na fe abrabiano wo de ahoro no meba bo ho ban de free emo ahodron na fa sam wonum enso ate na wose no enso apai fita kama 0244559597 o cash drug lane ana fe aye central market on nyina no won sanso ebekabi
yes for phone na yen Chelsea and anu pay say obese o join the gameplay ya no scratch for win and American one sem and the actual star 850 star 25 hash oba na fe onso no wa join na odalia na fe wa select in a sika bet me 5 cities to 2000 Ghana cities ultimate twa free on nyina option 5 na fe onso bet me select u choose you like gada out of 5 options no na fe the omu bia no onso bet me twa o confirm o momo pina wa twa obedi in a sika www.scratchforwin.com and also Obetima join the Arafe, her Pasco herbal capsule, so German so her Pasco, Edumedia Edim, and say a Sabati will live into problem beer, or I will live an audience. The can say perhaps could be nafe and no mano and so a basic liver problem nina and the affluent chairman liver sama and no lay her pasco and I may come for the amas as I no and so bet me a boy German so dre el bet me a friend and pay a 0557453579 after what baby and so let me at all young call and a Ruta natural product one a range of product here where German so Ruta Mr. Ruta live and after Ruta tonica where German so na Ruta Meshanom malaria drose and Yaman Koye and Fama malaria 3D and so what to them I won't even so call Jumaswa would a mumbo Ruta Meshani be no na Ruta live and so emankwa ebeni pedrium emamoja dia frisanie and after Ruta tonic and so idea a treaty typhoid fever bet me afre ye nampe o akoda woni mfia dumie no ana o ma akoda no fo a onso nka ho ana afe ye funu no akoda so out 0244485632 na fe mwadu nkomo yeremo tabia na ya dinkomo enano pe tabia ba compare industries omo adaroma ye tabia takum ewo German so eno emu odepa eye wo ene nubran ye de aye eno mabema wa ho den ewo mpem ekona nimpa mo amufie no ewo 60 70 80 wo we are branches wo ye mra odibia eno betimi abo banso de abu still be do na afi halba Mr. no ya malaria draw make say wonu matu ntimi ne dia o de petabia dre no ebe ko kama Tabia back capsules no ayo sisi ayo ya we matima and also ayo wadro 0243686861 maybe ato draw bia no benya bi and so let me ato semens vita how bar mission capsules now agini di and as what in this ya fena gan na eno to say again to say because a boy juma we a permanent man koy farmer wa and adabetimi aboama umpama gudie no etimi akoy oko 2 minutes bema de obekọ abra odi agan and so di juma sciatica and I would pains and abeboa yenuanu mai oko ne afitira problem and so no wa wo de anuma drabi ni nyina so beko ade amano aye ne semens foi and ameko masem na de atro number ni wo to adreni bi afra doctor was 0240616061 afe doctor amwawe yeremo Alaska so na no pe niama ye di siesie dem ama ya dema ya fese bi a wo pepesi ana wo pe bi office kakra bi say utwa design bi or single room bi ana afi ho o pese o ma ho ye kama wo de pe carpet ye kama ni nyina no ya de bi aba blanket nsi e bi e ho modern TV stand yi e bi ho no ana afi glass artificial one no ni nyina nso ya de bi aba PVC floor tiles ade ni nyina nso na bi o pe no do a ana ba ko ba kwa wa dum ya ben bon 7 building no e wo Mrs. Anoche Plaza a ani e di njuma mo across circle tip tolling or inside ship house 0554 114878 nafe what do juma emulate aba supplement ni no immune system booster a boost immune system no say immune system no yemra ya de bia bo e mane ye na say me ka say onyare kradrei e so no bi na de bo ene ho ba me kwa ese ne ni peduanu police no na no ana police ni peduanu say de be ya re bia so ntimi monremo enti emulate ne de kamfo de amo bia se ne wonso ayemre anawo ntika ka bia no wani so brew immune system na yemra nkasa eno ya emulate na benum kantanka herbal pharmaceutical so madronie na oyo ba wa fefunu makodadufo a adre so nka wonso nimro 12 years a wontimi no bia to adro bia no obekona afa kope adre bi enso matimi ato ye kosi cops connect limited o ma so ye na sikops for say enem amonone asem de ho nsem kanom eya na ebibi oho awudi obi wadanse am obi so onko na omoano amonone a eya na ha adwen romanfo atwemanfo dipa na mom sikops connect for no mo say oba wo mo nje o ka presempoa omonye wo mbe ye bibia wie ansa na watua enti sano so na fatu trim na de wo mne sem amonone no uko Asia na Europe na asem bia America North America US na Canada ana ado ani kyerese bia pese uko sua de ana asem bia uko pa adwuma enso ya adwuma ne de busu edema drivers no utie me oye forklift operator oye ye kanisa water ana Tyler ni nyina no adwuma ben mu amoye nurse yi oye general nurse ana asembia midwife monso akwan abie ade amama adwuma ne ben ho ntimo ba ne se ne amokoye ma adwuma na number ni nie number no aye WhatsApp line 0553 732982 fanamba no na WhatsApp yo mo se memfre se WhatsApp na fe onu mo edi enkomo me dimafo Dr. Time da so Dr. Daruma na doctor say stroke anasem bia waist pains and ha obi ani prostate no enso ewo problem na asem bia sexual weakness ni nyina no me dimafo awon asem nyina no time da so no ana ebo na afi wodi wasem dia ma doctor adwuma odinum anu odin pa yo ba emfie bebre nie ukọ afichira na problem ebese mfie mienu nie unko afichira da asa bosumi bia so ade ne ba ni nyina no na kyerese ade yi enso ewo ho ese ukọ hu doctor o doctor ne wan o doctor ne me dimafo o wa bu akọ agogo school Johnson oh ana doctor dini juma mo akran so ewo pokua se mayera 0244 774282 na fe wona doctor din komo yerem ewo AB Herbal Clinic Limited oh ana ye dia ni jana doctor se wani ana ya glaucoma na se cataract ni nyina no ase bra no mo onfa ene sekan na se bia panie enye operation eye herbal ya ana doctor so de ma wanom na fe ewure threnum ni tinum enso eye ni no adwuma menstrual pains how your ba and stroke acho na na bi adinato from prostate and afi ade wo ni nyina doctor say bray na omo doctor wo kuma se kwara so dwuna say main market na chi na doctor edini dwuma mo amwo domain krono oben Ebenezer preschool yera apia kubi coastal and on some can 0541 565 199 na on a doctor edin komo yeremo currency ventures or say drono drone ye ni nyina ne se enam yare wakwakwati bi gonoi na sa syphilis wonya ebi wo ya bema di mu kekawo emunhwe infections and wonya wa drono eni infections dro zero me sane ni gene de eno an ya nom eno so eboaye pa woli bi do no so no mesa pejam emo atenka kwosoro ne bonus edema ana zero man capsules no so mema no enso a wo mu ye merent no munum bia eno so abo mu to call drugstore say o pesera man capsules na afi wanum bi ebebo ahindi herbal mixture no so adwuma ye pa eno ye diabetes na afi blood pressure e was so 0246 348 334 na what din common natural and for no na bema de o bema no Junso ana adeba Junso na se nyoma nkoye na adi Junso de pa obeko na adi bi ma ha dwe pa na de omni se ne se unya naturally na dwe proslava eno betimi aboa amwa flow ye pa na de omni se Junso na bi kam ana se Junso na emu pa bi enu a wo de proslav capsules eno ana be boa true man no weak erection premature ejaculation eno so mo be fro Congo ointment enso eboa amache se ne obi a utie mi no pay ansa agu hunam na ni unya Congo ni bia ebe hye nyina 0249017101 na wadi nkomo Lawson Beverages Limited Dr. Lawson ye Lawson delay man beat asenie ube delay mpem ube bo adwuma be ma de ni ugwaze we ya na abese na ese obo adwuma ye delay man and ese onom na eno nso ebo apanti weak erection ni nyina no eno nso healing erectile dysfunction enso ademanchi anu ahya no nso adama me delay man capsules yi enso boost libido mai epejam atinkan ye bo adwuma ese mojejeje ho ni ade ani nyina no sawo de ateko a wo de delay man capsules yi ebi enom ebeba na nyoma kama edem amasa belle down cholesterol drey anu osipa 0248619999 na fe wadi nkomo power specialist herbal hospital yama me doctor akoso adua ye fatty liver anase ne fibroid ana daw ye mo ye funa ye kese de bia asa onyum mai ni nyina no ye be ho adwuma de amamo kidney stones yi yama me fro adua ye herbal malamisa enu ya malaria dro cough care ba misa obo wa wadro eno no ana fe adua herbal tonic onuma to nchimi dia obeto adre bi na the woman say ye wakobenya ACP road our power hospital bus stop ewa Accra Kumasi free ase Bosumchi road ewa Duaya Junction mo takra de rekodom ewa naji extate 0244 544-422 nafe woni ye adin komo high sense for some message e ma nafe yankwamono ne na high sense for message ya demand say we chese last year ebe pim this year nyina ya ne mo anadi djuma na enuoma mo abeto no o mani so pa na o mo ka chem say na feedback bia mo de ema wo mu abramo beto no mo showroom ho wo ma je atuma o be improve upon o mo sales na fe enuoma ye kama enti say o tie me na se na no pe onyanko to bibia na se o hia home appliances a showroom bia e wo kan ha na koje home appliances every high sense 0302 550-000 na fe unso waje onu amana bibia e kama fancy di Maria.
Wow, yeba a question of the day no so amusu PL Balmisha question of the day in the na or say infection adrono eno no infection in na be call obana so oba anti eno na also pebito weekend men fan yo man kwasasra among for cra anti pebito nanom na sora gum project amusu P question of the day me we no Madrid squad way any ebisa say guess the missing player when ana any squad and one say na a 4-3-3 but 3 in the middle no Baku enim into when as squad okaya when Supremo Ghana say
Ghana for Kasa Benji fancy serious Tony Cruz and Afe Isco and Hamas for 3 guests or midfield or no 3 in the players as so much and 50 well so you can say Pedro Rodriguez and session 50 or Kwaku Otis Capoel Xabi Alonso and no Nedwanonso Adiaba Techiwa Victoria Techuasa Tony Cruz and
Mama for Clio. 2014 UEFA Champions League squad. Final or Lisbon.
Okay.
Had all ball I let you come out the last minute go a call 1-1 Ramos share last minute go. Now call 1-1 or Chaumu 4-1 was a Ramos take away Ronaldo be share go Garibo share go. And Sangel Marcelo Swinga go.
Just arguing Nassam Cano. Ichi Adriano no OG vigilant or say Tony Cruz, the senior controller, and also Diaba Santiago Gies from Adina or say Alonso, okay, as a kind way. Quadio Flex Gies, Tony Cruz, the controller, and also Diaba Emmanuel Quanin say, I think maybe Tony Cruz and Casemiro in the midfield and no Ayatino de Abarial and James Ortega was it Tony Cruz. Cruz asem na mo kan Branch Terrier Kwame Temperature say player missing Kadira and any fifty work bright say Tony Cruz and Afe Casemiro mo and some emu bako and wade aba Ebenezer Boham as Tony Cruz so tom and a messenger on also a day amenano pay asase G say Oscar Gonzalez and no a message asase de aba a champion justice and so much as a Tony Cruz asem and amo AK and no a day abanana wise and so say Tony Cruz and amodina sem aba today and there and paint way a Ghana for adventure.
Whoa, I know, and so and no na more messages about real quick. Mamma Faber 1 or 2 being so soon after and call a foreign and so many a Friday na Larry G. Just say Tony Cruz and Afe when see a AFCON is cool and so say a Cruz na poku and some Kodama Tony Cruz Afe way I say Casemiro and know your Ponovich and a date the message no answer the buyer high fancy there is Kwaku landlord watch the show live from Tap Crowd go for Tony Cruz okay well sports god Kadira and I toku man when a day I some message no answer buyer was say Sammy Kadira 2014 a boy go root boy and so any T and no and so and no na my mom quotes no quick na yanko foreign and break first code I 31 hours enra I get 2 teams and 150 hours no boy 31 hours BW34 BA5 023 BW34 BA6 DD1 18 odds BW34 BA6 135 12 odds BW34 BA5 6CF I don't know what screen is no Tiano Washen so and so I'm a foreign about here brana so who be one there be come right betway adaroma bet responsibly betway rewards and no the more na we try either say on sports and I say casino na we nya points na wa convert e dey ayiska no and so and say bibia no dey na mamen combre why okay real quick yes you come on yaba live on Wontumi TV digital satellite 101.3 from 7 yo so and our Facebook Wontumi TV live in caps and as a block letters now for YouTube and so down yo Sharak mon fan was so na fi
Angwa juma no you Yame wohoda Se uji dudia Obeya juma Ansachre no you Yame wohoda Se uji dudia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika Luvika, Uvika Naveshika, Uvika Miyodika, Tode Yashak. In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Yari sempinana ebana wonim send matches abakoso na me no kasai wo matches abakoso nyina na Africa de no wonim say Cup Champions League komo ensom na group stages wo matches ni bi wo ma I was saying so abaso already no wo be about 2 matches and our group no ma wo share a Cup Champions League right from group A and some group A everybody ko see a group D na matches 2 games no wo be so bona and na Friday and wo share a 2 matches I was abaso and some our calf amu calendar no so na chesa wo Egypt mountain so no ya wo ugly e wo fie wo abro mo ni boboku a ya fa no sa young Africans omu me no ensom e de be hia and a ball aye 4 o'clock kana boboku a ya fa no sa ugly omu so body etia aye side aye fa no sa young Africans omu game no e be koso our Bog Al Arab Stadium ho ensom our Alexandra ana sa game no and ensom boss our brano pay no yare update ni na no ensom at eba no wache masanda wana aye boboku a ya fa no sa Mamelodi Sounders wonom ensom an Al Hilal Duman a chese nan komo free aye Sudan mom bibinti yeremsa matches enkoso ensom our Sudan ama no kase no boboku fa no sa ayade say Hilal Duman som aye side wo mo bom matches na so na momenano pay no me two anim say omo game I was a basso I was Saramika and some amonte so no aye Loftus Versford Stadium and one ana sa game no wo call aye Pretoria ana chesenom aye matcha and some abacross about 6 o'clock ana chese sa game no and some abaso ntirimi anu nyina no aye 2 games amano kasano abaso awon near fansa aye Cup Champions League nim amanchester no pay no yare update ni nyina no and some aba area Africa no yako aye major European League aye center cinema and woman some games awasa baso boboku a ye fero sa Paris Saint-Germain woman kwawe amane onze and some other bobo sa match no na 7 o'clock and some away and abobo kwawe say PSG woman some ababa na NY careful because sa yakobo aye Champions League no and some midweek awa bene mo na some hwere mu sa woman betumi cement omo position it will be a top 8 anymore and some here playoff any idea ya no coaches will be to sacrifice a rotation here day e what you say one some league matches anymore na manu kasa boboku a ya for so Paris Saint-Germain so a ball and yet here on there I just a game no and no some abaso no shedwak mama me a PSG almost quarter manager no some confirm and agree and no a big game I just a because and some win a some match na and no abaso almost quarter in here when a game at so your father said Luis and weekend some Adam Quadano one some come na Jamison Canisa Paris Saint-Germain and some as many as 7 players one some out and another woman to be Mosa Gamina Aquadana one on Senegal Equatorial your father son AFCON my man Fantosa in Bali and some other back I was asked quite one on African Cup of Nations and your gold medalist in Bali and some our Paris Saint-Germain woman squad anymore namum omo out on Jamaican sir Fabian Ruiz AOB and some out and what you know Ashraf Hakimi and some out player your father said no Mendes and some out on him sir Lee Can E out BM Joao Neves and some out Anna Boyna your father Matvey Safanov and some out Anna BM and so Quentin Njantu and some out of Paris Saint-Germain almost quite no more I had a medical report on Fabian Ruiz will be on the court when we come game against a Sportino and some on your problem and yes doctors and so Manitano a BM Ashraf Hakimi and in Nuno Mendes Amumiano Sotiano what would have some archers a weekend MCB was physios any day Asha boys and because only a crowd and we have free AFCON but Anabakea what on some AFCON what the pra and a coin and a qualify at the boat just AFCON I was some Amumareji I kind of send a time no and after Joao Neves Matvey Safanov and Lika E Omunino and some about 1 year your first rehabilitation and some update and Abana Jamaican say according to a paper Bakua and also a crib our France and somebody Abasana tree one game about some of us so much as say Anabian Sasa I Paris Saint-Germain line up no and some other corner so much I was Usman Dembele one of the Conchan Kakrama just Gonzalo Ramos started because Ramos no some form and I just Mbaye Ebebo and what you Kwaraskiri and some other ball Desire Due and Vitinha akwara na mfa no sɛ Majulu ɔno ɛnsom ababam Lucas Hernandez and Lucas Barauto wɔn ababɔ Lian Zabani and Warenza Emiri ansana goalkeeper yɛfa sɛ Lucas Chevalier wɔn ana report nyaro sɛ bibia sesa wa bra nyume ɔmo game wɔn som ana Paris Saint-Germain ɛnsom ababɔ no nyinaa no ɛno som abakoso a Chesano Peno yɛre update so ba ɛno wɔte yɛn shift yɛn gear na yɛn free ɛyɛ bobɔ kɔ ɛfa no sɛ ɛno ɛyɛ PSG ɛnkɔ Olympic ɛyɛ Marseille onim sɛ Marseille so tim no wɔn game na match no ɛyɛ tricky wɔn no loans ana ɛbɔna mɛte sɛ Benjamin Pavard wɔn sɛ na no game wɔn boy against Liverpool no kabɔ wɔn sɛ wɔn yɛ digui brutal na wɔn sɛ wɔtwa wata Chesa Pavard hwie but ne nyinaa akyi no wɔn game ɛno bɛ so against loans no report a menya no sɛ yɛ de manager yɛfɛ Roberto Di Zerbi ɛbɛsan start ɛyɛ Benjamin Pavard ebiem no Dana Enra and Enra Chi and Chesa throughout this week no yɛde wɔn nsɛm de aba sɛ wɔn nya nkwadaa mi yɛ no ɛde aba baako ɛyɛ Quintin Timber ɛna ebiem nsom ɛyɛ Chesa player yɛfa no Efan Ewaneri ɔmo mmienu no deɛ kan sɛ wɔn abɛwɔ saa match day squad Marcel ɛde bɛbɔ ɛyɛ Lons ɔmo nso game ama Chesa no nsom ɛyɛ update free wɔn aso de ba onim sɛ Arsenal akwadaa no yɛfa no Efan Ewaneri na clubs no bi ɛpɛ no Premier League no mo na yɛse ɛnyɛ sɛ bi coach na yɛfa no Mikel Arteta mpɛsɛ ebi akwadaa no bɛbɔ ɛyɛma Premier League team no mo no na wɔdiri pasa wo sɛ the Premier League city a wɔkɔba bia na ɛbɛ te sɛ de akwadaa no wɔ Arsenal ɛnoa because wɔ ɔhyɛ de nya playing time ba bia no mo no yɛse Mikel Arteta ɔno ankasa ɛna fa phone ana wɔfrɛ Roberto Di Zerbi ɛka gye nso ɔpani sɛ ɛkwan ɛwɔ hɔ deɛ a mebɛsɛ me de Ewaneri ɛba opɛ ɛna yɛso kɔ so fa de bra nware deɛ wɔde bɛnya na wɔmpɛ no a wɔgyiri ba santɔno Roberto Di Zerbi no ɛna bɛma Efan Ewaneri ɛnsom ɛkyɛ sɛ ne game no ɛnsom atumi adevelop ɛno nti ɛyɛ coach na nkasa mom ɛna ɔcontacte Roberto Di Zerbi ɛma me no kasa no wɔn nsom move ɛba so na yɛtwɛn sɛ bi akwadaa no bɛtumi abɛka ne derby o ɛnsom adeɛma team no ɛwɔ abra no ɛnsom ayɛ kakra ɛfiri ɔmasoɔ de bɛ ɛna no pɛn no ɛnsom ɛwɔ show no so ɛnora FC Porto kapɔ nim sɛ ɛba studio na okay ti na adeɛ bi kyerɛ me sɛ wahyehyɛ adeɛ bɛyɛ 14,000 ɔs wode 2 cities kɔyɛ da ɛbi sɛ Portofoɔ de wɔne ne ketewaa bi wohu sɛ Portofoɔ no wɔn mu a deɛ tɛ no sɛ ɛnoa game a ɛno ɛba so yɛsɛ yɛnkum ba na yɛsɛ wo ɛnoa ɔmo nya penalty ɛma Samu Agaho a wokae na neɛmfa no Samuel Omoro Dion ɛna wɔbiara m sɛ bɛɛ yinie na wo ne asesa ne din bɛyɛ no ne ɛka no sɛ Agaho ana ɔno na bɔ penalty ɛno penalty by ɛma kyɛ sɛ ɔnom abɔ sɛn no ɛwɔ abra na kyɛ sɛ bɔbɔku a yɛfa no sɛ Victoria Pleasant ɛduru baabi no ɔmɔbɔ 10-11 kyɛ sɛ someone paa ɔma boys hɔ na kyɛ sɛ ɔnua mɛsɛ penalty na Portofoɔ yɛ abɛte kama game no ɛnsom ɛkɔ 1-1 ɛno Porto wini deɛ a ɛmsa nkamanfoɔ bɛsoa sika paa na ɔmɔrodɔ no sɛ penalty adeɛ baako nso no sɛ na ɔyɛ obi a ɔntan sɛ penalty onim sɛ na ɔmɔ penalty kwan sɛ bi da na mmom the last 2 penalties a wɔbɔm ɛdeɛma FC Porto no Samu Agaho a ɛnsom amesi no mmienu ɛna ɔmo bisa Francesco Farioli momfa no ma meyɛ ɛnom ɛyɛ FC Porto wɔn coach no ɛna Francesco Farioli ɛse yɛwɔ to twa sɛ na penalty deɛ sɛ woba na wɔsa no wɔnyɛ biribi bia na monka wo sɛ ɔyɛ akwadaa ketewa o ɔnyini yɛ ɔyɛ obi a ɔno ana na ɛbɔ hyɛ ba mmienu yɛ toa so yɛ wabɔ to asɛ na toa so yi ana bɛyɛ hee wɔasi an yɛma ne mɔ penalty biam coach no se boy no ɛbɛkɔ so ayɛ selected penalty taker ɛna yɛka sɛ penalty ba wɔn ana bɛbɔ na akwadaa no mo support no because wɔn ana abɛ bia no wɔbɔ ɔyɛ akwadaa ketewa koraa ɛyɛ kyɛ sɛ kwan coach a yɛfa no Francesco Farioli wɔfa so a wɔ defend na akwadaa no yɛntie no
is a very important player, but we should not forget that he is quite young kid. He has on his shoulder an important responsibility, and I think this type of moments and emotions are something that are a good lesson to learn in his journey, because for sure I wish him to score a lot of
defending a strike and I front of Samu at Gehoa na so access here from me on modern phone air training you kind of binary tenza time bus players or more arrive you say Eduardo Camavinga on the campaign just and a can be remo and some of Vadebasabium a Tibu Courtois one also buy and one room now Vinny Abrabiano or Obiana children on him Kachiana Nabiano we have front and I just say ya didn't bani Adana Mano Kalasa Siano woman training session Ayadesa Gusua and also Koso Shara Commodity training bar Obo said and your man so good news and say Brahim Diaz training and no passes here Mano Kasa Brahim no and some Janam training and watching Rodrigo so training at Tama Chasania Farsa Madrid Omutumo Namum Antonio Ruti Gane Falan Mendy at Melitao and trying to one and I report to my son can say one more enemy and you're training the Biano will be a Yarasa Shwamani the Sobian say were suspended and so the Massa Gamer and so about Cosun today Rodrigo Brahim Diaz and Raul Asensio good news I don't know one million sa Ekatim Nihua one more some you're trying to run through Cabo Antonio Pintus I don't know Massa no Passa Sia Casa Gusua and of course or do bed training Bassa I must say Alonso Koye manager and also way and some Koya Pamua and also Ayakaka Ebana Wabra Mother 40 and a Gusua and some Kosono report Taminians Omwa no more yes I just have Vora Belwa dear or you'll be a Montana Basse no more shall no be a Belwa Bino yes high can say and then creda will be a Becacho say be a Vora Belwa Ayamambisa Biano Wamasonu crab beer the minimum nobody can plan to say when at a transition because Abalwa a coaching Quadano Castilla and a senior Abalwa Quadana say Alonso Quadia and yeah Sabalwa no and some bet me a slot enough one Ababaya joining Tabiano now I'm a number one choice I'll be replacing a yes Sabi Alonso and some other coach your friend Abalwa and I'm no Casay Jamo Karen so buyer a fay and when you're 12 days now to say and the phone Malcolm could do me now almost same amount positive impact now the other guy almost say when you Abalwa method now just 12 days Abalwa method no almost say and Sabi Alonso Jano difference and we sense Abalwa no yes we are very incisive now the tennis where you direct I just say oh player and watch where you approachable say over so quenanim I can be chance say oh coach ebia me full san Karina okay no ye say and kaya ebia the faha tababuam na ba kuno kwani eh otherwise we will call also akwa wadwede atwa Alonso kaisa near the camera stories no be say we say Alonso aye kan bi chese ye money chem so any other sound so there any oba kwantomo ba we no we bie no plan to ho asem ya be so ka o adwintro bi any adane nyina no ba we say ana said we see koma tim the tactics and chese ne nyoma no chese nyoma very clear and to Alonso dey na boys na be so mo chese asem ya na ye bisiri omo hu the coach no abeso chese and nyoma mu sheda na ho but emsa belwa de no de emu da ho a chese ne and some ayaba so ba we mo some at emana Real Madrid omo say we mo sound amobi at Vinicius no now wo Madrid obi atene some player da who by we are our starters who do ball achi mame one player abeka sebio Madrid eye do betimi bi anye ana chese obi gene free Madrid and some Ronaldo mo kra na no opasi come say had ya bama ya man says can enfo the wire Madrid twama jufi and kra over 100 million Wontumi nwo mo sem player wonto no Vinicius na abeti bi na da bia Saudi Arabia ana da bia befa ne kwai wo kan bra na befa ne ko na akoda no woni ba bia ko omo wotiri se obeste ana odasom aya na contract bia mu no omo tiri e ba se boy no e be reche agreement ama contract extension and some aya juma ene no eno so aya Jeffrey Real Madrid omo so de banana pay and some I was sure so na latest aminyan say okay eye referee na ye follow Jesus do Manzano one na kodi Real Sociedad and Barcelona last weekend and Barcelona come wise Lami Yama she go da referee na later ya ba so almost Lami Yama boot no okay so be card this week so almost say na outside na 2 centimeters na say 1 1 ana 2 year 20 there why off na yesterday jumper for say one more adopt ade be this season ana almost share so mem yam pa na sa de no and some I say we referee now could match na bi omo trase access na mo say bi match no am say na eya je won samu a wo mom ama wo je wa home yen ka say bi a ya suspend no mom wo mo de na say rest because am some for do atamo a enti psychologically wo be hia e bia na wo twin report amenya say aye likely say bibia nsi na bibia nsesa dia German kan say weekend wo mo games abaso Jesus go Manzano and some obiam say wo mo adamana rest wo mo say when aye ne kan say anom say amaje wo so wunya na ya as part of our new policy federation no and La Liga na dia ba so wo ko game now deliver substandard performances na just temporarily I was what you want me to be man so be na home say you know and some kwani na Barcelona wo team news and Pedri wo be am say 1 month no wono abeko ana Gavi ya kwada bia wono so 1 month and answer no aba the month of February and there are Christensen Eyobia Kotoge ACL a long term away and a Ferran Torres answer Yabaka 10 days answer a kind of funny kakrabi na just a Ferran Torres answer Ababanum Wabu Biam Sir Pedri Akako Prana ho ana Busabas and Abas because any Hunamani because Pedri our woman bonum a different Anna Pedri and some anywhere bonus I just from Kokra na Jomo Yanasana for say suggested everybody nasani anka say aka 1 month bi na e dey be February na Gavi everybody and omunya ntama yes ba say some mistake no omunya biem say be a player no hunya ntoro na e bi obetimi abokra na ma force e dena be bona ni pro no wasan suffer relapse any adabi omunya sane ma bi na boy no kra no 1 month na aka no amoma na ma February wo so mu kro menya nkanyame ya doma the month of March and also player your friend Gavi and some Abba into among Russia sabi ono ema replace aye Pedri and no aye said you free amaswa de banana peno yet ema yet for onum say Ronald Araujo anopa me catch okay tene aye a new tensa Ronald Araujo de baby adri mu hia me pa o say omoche hey ni panyo Araujo no be game na no yama coach abona baso ni teammate abana baso na Araujo no bona fans na kanu ko kabo me say some years ago pam pim and na kwesi we chiro bonu sign unko benam se basa fo no mpena mara ubodi ada fe wo be dan ni omo say o ka say mentally when you fit I ko ni krom e ba ye no 4 games wabo 12 minutes ana umpo makacho sene wonom ana oye first captain Emma Barcelona against Real Madrid Supercopa de España Orabo 1 minute Racing Santander Wamobi Real Sociedad Wamobi and Slavia Prague game away and some our Champions League wabo 11 minutes in 2 kind of minutes in the bomber 12 minutes out of 4 games I know and so found you so to me about so far here yeah just from weekend you calling you know what some about me start I'm say o ma sha say create my terms I say you start you know and some I don't know now answer boss of about abato from now edeba me beka wasam kire wana wo mo de date no be share eye match snares abantempa say yes coach no Hansen Flick and sporting director Deco wo mo nya say because omo tiri e ba sa abato no wo mo nto ne ntem na omo be yese bia ye twere akwatira e be disturb Barcelona omo season na ensan say coach ne kasa wo mo tie ntino yese wo mo consider coach no na adwen a wo de ba ye and for sporting director Deco and some adwen chwo de ba ka ho and mo twe abato no so e de ba ni mo awo ya rest and po phone na me do mo din ba tu just some weeks ago omo na say no wo mo some na be gina serious kwadi stone na no oru fan sala porta and that so a favorite and ma dwumadia and some abekoso now bamunchin mama coach no and pe we the press conference ya twen say other coaches aka Mikel Arteta no Liam Rosini onom and Chesa Pep Guardiola nom we be aba bat company say omo ball a game nyame ya aduma Chesa watchina game abobo kwara say a bamunchin and some abono enyam kwada game o bain and so ball a Ausberg and some ofie na coach no say yamantu say Diot Upamecano out answer me bakasa na wototo no oyare onyawo konfai omobi na omobusa no said aben and Alfonso Davies ever start game and also Enchabia Alfonso be starting matches ama Bavarians na dia kwakaba no so ni paro prache cho so me yan kakran bokwa na anu ya wo mo man ba mu free bench e ba bo bie no wo bie ho moton ba no di Alfonso Davies e betimi ento no de a matter of few weeks for Alfonso no e be starting matches ama Bamunchin na what game and coach no say wo mo ntimi fan kwadi agro a different from Leipzig and some game and matches Bamunchin Osberg abonu nyina no say one more tabia obi anim seri na game no ya na siko enya match ketwa kra enti emfo ene de wo bafie abebo ade atia Bamunchin bra one dey always prepared omo ade ahoden ade bia Bamunchin ade body game no ana nyame ya no ochena no wo mo som ade ko sa match no ayasema wo mo coach no som ade atwitwa anano pai ensom awo show no so ana wonum say wo Italy dem say kan say Massimiliano Allegri am say Milan Emperor fanani aje adwuma oya ho pa na drama so mo kan nyina say me beka na say Jerry Cardinal enra ana beka say one performance enie no masra team no e wo chase Milanello obai e be sra o mo ni coach di nkomani adom say am say unia bodwuma chase yaka emprempren enie bia date a o mo giri e ba say the right man obaye adwuma no ama Rossoneri's of Milan and some aye Massimiliano Allegri Max anono ento no because why your jumano will be any baby better reconstruct a AC Milan team no and some ajama when say Joseph and Siri Yabake say Juventus La Vecchia Signora one so mo pomoro koni akwada na for na bonchi akaso mo betiase and na me no kase de menya no say for 5 million euros ebeye loan option to buy ebeye 90 million euros what can you now do bomwa na chasa ebetimi areche eye 24 million euros and metes agreement no eye imminent enche bia Morocco ni akwata we and some ebenya join bobokua ye for say no and some eye Juventus and no pay no ye update about David Neres about man Napoli na David you so banenam eye chasa Lante Monte so and aya wo onye na obi obo chese Napoli yo pedai anom so ne nine no oda so problem na am say o struggle pa na am say na ankle no am pese be heal na omo say awoso o surgery so a na say David Neres ayobi ono ensom abakọ be say bosome miensa ontimi mo ball and na me no ka say Napoli wo mo players best 7 Lukaku nom and chese a young giza nom ane a Kevin to bring on more na proper and it's already about 17 starters we mo plan be out David Neres and say no some aya jenkwa ama team no and some akobesa 3 months adia nes a big problem Napoli and I want to be ama kontabo so afa the bag go into Antonio no me dem say kan say be a wo bay yes the same doctor and as a hospital no and a Billy Gilmore and some akwa surgery to mo recommend ho edman ho na David Neres no and some aquacodra. You can say the surgery, but also not fair. You will say the Adiano some Abasiako. Now, Sherlock Mammy Newcastle, I'm coaching this CA. Sasa make us one and the team news and some about Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe, no, also Champions League game against Eindhoven. Bruno Guimaraes, Eco Pry. Now, destined of a player, no, the injury, and I'm coaching this Basile. Unknown, Yanim Sabia about 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I Sabia 1 month. Aha, Yanim Yentia coach, Eddie Howe, after Twadema Bruno Guimaraes injury, no.
Try and make the right decisions as we do with the bounces to protect them long term, but also to help the team if they need to play. So we'll try and get that right with Bruno. He is a pivotal player. I've always said he's been the match winner for us so many times over the years. Yeah, he's an inspirational figure, so we need him. But of course we need him fit and available and able to perform to his best level. So we try and make all the calculations and come up with the right decision. We'll always try and make the right decisions.
Newcastle, a coach, or fan say, Eddie Howe, and I'll tell say, yeah, then exceptional, and some like them, my young coach, Tottenham Panama player, you found Mickey Van de Ven, on and saying, Nemko Obeka, Benson last week, and I say, a coach 2 weeks, and the end of Rebecca as a player, no, we were so free Tottenham Panama, Obeka, I'm a Omaria says because some say, Tottenham Emperor for any man or Tower Emwa, Emma Mekai Cross, and Meka say, we were so joining Liverpool now on a Virgil van Dijk, Commodore, a national team partnership, a club side, and when say Tottenham for no money for us, I'm okay. I'm a host of other clubs that show interest any day. I just said, Barcelona and the Electrical Madrid, no money now, super no report. I mean, I said Tottenham must be for the Kaima. Just send one time, a coach, Claire Proscom as Okaza, and a run event here. 100 million or Sochi, 100 million pounds. Now, my game, and your contract, man, 20. Moto to be an 30, every 40 to come and qualify ball. No room a bad, just a bra, a go, no pie. I just a Van de Veno, Yanton less than 100 in tenor. Who cost Pesa? One say not less than 100 million pounds. I know, and some amount also to Ansana when you're making Van de Veno and some Adraba center back, baby, your fat ball free, and the baby, I walk on. Come on out to what should be a Premier League pay. As I should be our Champions League. I did the 1 year, I times 100 grams and 1 was in the Sana. Mammy coach in this way. Woman coach, Thomas Frank, no, I'm saying I will get my question on the other time, Eddie Amanahona or Shep Dortmund, you know. And no more coach as at the Premier League in more general say. That's a Premier League, you'll be a difficult league. Or say, I couldn't say Premier League, you know. Will be a to me show be when I also when I also will be a to me show be a sound so and about the Champions League. Yana away matches no a difficult a chance of feeling in our factor and a Mayana drew a bifuzo and a team in Modern Ponyani at Denny Atlanti young team coach Thomas Frank.
League I think the Premier League is they have no doubt the best league in the world. I think the competitiveness and the evenness in the Premier League is insane. Every game is so difficult, and I think there's a lot of Premier League teams that will be, if you play whole Premier League playing in Champions League, they'll do very well. No doubt about that. Champions League is difficult, and especially when you play away from home, it's very, very difficult. I think the Premier League is, they have no doubt the best league in the world. I think
manager for Michael Carrick now the million is 130 and and Michael Carrick in the press conference. I know about some over Arsenal now. Arsenal game a big game, and what's on the other side, manager for some Mikel Arteta. So you have a coach and some press conference. I know and some Michael Carrick had the Minister of Tenasia. One more say na a young passer Bruno Fernandes and you ready so across Saudi Arabia. wabaso okosu stay ewo Premier League ni mo nyese bia mayu ana obabo diama no nemo no yase Bruno Petima manage Premier League ano eye one anaso obabo tima waje eye Champions League in 10 years so Bruno kura free mayu na so on trust bem sadie edi kaba sa one Saudi Arabia for na wie na so wanya nkono wabasta wo Premier League no dia ena bia City nom ne Chelsea Liverpool no ma bia nche Champions League Arsenal B and some betumi afa no ayampa so betumi akọ Man rivals ehwana ye betie de Michael Carrick and some abeka and bia me say Jean-Philippe Mateta Crystal Palace almost striker na eba so pe Juventus akobo adeya ope Champions League abono wonim say say wonu so nya Manchester United opo report amenya so transfer me for say wonu so monitor say na Benjamin Sesko dey no ye in terms of Jean-Philippe Mateta yes wonu so jiri pasa say Man for bad ya Juve no enya maso me no kasai Man for no nya make enquiries omunya mfa aya bid ebia so kono player no and some Manchester Ba and no aya Felipe Mateta and some Diana pe eba na kobe minu diano womo otiri esa brand best because I'm saying pa ba ko no ha dwen okọ Ruben Amorim and womo otiri esa akotano and some other sign at dem Man for no yan say womo catch kobe minu say the playing time ebe sisa obenya bia bopa ansa Casemiro beko oba bopa ana bia ni sika no womo som abesa pejam and so adiamano and on probably papa bin kantra ayam perform na afia sari ade no ensom abesia akoye kasai ana slot every the press conference no na Ibrahim Konate wono ensom na out or game against Bournemouth omon kwa away Liverpool ebe fly omon go by road na Jaminya no say or say Konate out because answer basa ne papa ensom adan sabunkum so wa nyamedia enti enu nteno wontimi for so akwara ne say obi ane papa kebabu se bra bebo dabi enya Sakranti Liverpool for no and some man time amateurs for no and some asum neja anti enya de so ball no one some ebetimi abobie na ebiam ana slot no yese omubusan say January enti ebetimi abasa transfer market ebe close e wa gba Liverpool and for biama and was ai ebetimi aba eno ya dia wo hwe no no ya dia expect say bia Liverpool and for biama transfer market no and some ebe close na ha no wo ball aye Dominic Soboslai and some abasu because na will be a jiri basa who can lead this our team no more Soboslai abeton was on say be a go no share editia masa on kekenum am so we are season aye come pa yinti abasu ba coach edman akwada no
It always starts, if you want to be a leader, by leading by example, and that's what he's done since the 1.5 year I'm here. He's always the one that without the ball he's incredible. The way he can press, the intensity, he keeps running backwards, forwards, and I think he improved this season on the ball compared to last season, where last season I already liked him, but this season he plays with even more confidence and he's more often involved in chances and goals. He's having a good season, as some other individuals have as well. I think it always starts if you want to.
I can't free manager na so Benano Peno and so I was sure so mame full and for now some because Oscar Bob still omoda sudi actually yes discussions elkosona amujiri pass progress kwan mo enchebiano ebetimi am Oscar Bob join full am no and so German second no pay and after Leeds United and so say Wolves a striker you found Jorgen Strand Larsen ono e will be at least one and so say omo penana least a value boy no around 40 million pounds now make us say sakobaso manya sa amount 40 million pounds na woman fa ho say omo bema boy no estate no akoso abo and some jama aye Wolves ekosisa ye be we season no and some kakra amaso ye and some aba ye kasonum so call aye Australia aye ko tennis ni mu woman dwuma di Australian open no and some aguso ekoso na me no Casabrontia, one of some Edram Tenten, and no Aye Carlos Akara, some three of us, one, I the ear apparent, and so ma, Aye Trona, or Refansa, Rafon Nadal, Ejano Hono, Na Akara, Segusoya, Juana Simple Cra, Akara, and so came a bass one, and some Echa, and yet near Canasa, quarantine Mute, Emma Sankemo, Aye 3 straight set, Aye 6-2, 6-4, and a 6-1, and a Demano, and some our third one, Dinimoa, we have a sword J, Aye Oxy Opino, and some Essen National Naya Kasai, what the announcement Taba say, one bra penny, I fan Varo, Ebe Cani Timno, and Canana Varo at Tetachre, and every other football, but according to Ankaras or Senebrano, when him tennis Mupao, and a football crown what Demano, a Chino can a Buona Pontenadie, when official Ababeche Nebra, Avaro, Ababecano, and Tena, Avaro and a Samu, woman, and a Bayer Juma, and Yamono Avaras, our brand quest, Sabia Baswa Jet Grand Slams, and the Essen announcing now, woman some Abasha Ediamano Sankabaza, Morocco for coach, Walid Regragi, Edokwasa Jumano, or on to me before AFCON, what called Spain, Ekodim Komasa, one went to me and AFCON now, Waba resign in terms of Brunine, Nova America for the Biblia or Dasu Timua, Unia Kosa, one of the went to me, Waba resign, Tomo said that, now Amukano, a tournament, I was a report about now for Yesha Sebia, the technical staff, no, a being not here, Waba support, and I am beefy up a man says, what do you call walk up a quarter so and 9 a day? I didn't know who walk up now, say 1 hour the echo, and I had Jamoroco for no, and so I am telling us when I say, I am fancy move and James, yeah, Hitchcock, and one on the other, yes, I'm going to buy YouTube, Juma, and a TV, and some so young comment I say, I beg your phone so Emra Mishim. Okay. And then I say, and we are a boko. And young quay.
Now then, I'm on my lose so on Tonya.
Say.
Now, I lose, I say, I lose a cocasse, I lose a coya, a fenea kai say, let's say, you did twice.
We create because almost unfallen, so almost unsacking beam.
Oh.
Yes, football.
Only say a card ye obet me a Jumano per evidence and Carlos on who asemo. Even a car in terms of statuses, 2 managers or coaches, you know. Jobaka send who a woman Madrid mupa. It's not just going to be a Alonso. For player, he embodied Jose on the field. Or representing Spain for no on the field. Xabi Alonso is very special for Spain for no. Alonso is seen like how England for who Frank Lampard no. Make some patriotic say boss. They know say Gerrard a huge figure of Liverpool. Liverpool ni one ma Gerrard ni ho. Gerrard ni one ma Liverpool. It has been the case. Gerrard was Liverpool. Yeah, the boy na chia yeah. But the English people still found a way to recognize Frank Lampard. So even don't forget at that time there was still the existence of 4 schools. Self Beckham they know Johnny, you know conchenche ho. But centrally, Roy Keane efrimukwa no kono Ireland ho no ne national team no England recognize Gerrard hugely, but at the back of their minds they also knew say there's a certain Frank Lampard.
Yes.
San common na me person be twaje ne ko Spain no. Matter the level Xavi erezi kosoro. Iniesta erezi, Busquets erezi. No, yeah, how many coaches they between after me and Senu? And now would you force yourself and go for 4-2-3-1 something? No, about wakati ba kwatu actually. Nani Alonso so bene dey say me and Sanu kra no ntimi momo. So for any manager Spain sorry you know. Na Barca for na ma de obeye bia o me be dominate your lineup no. But Xabi Alonso nti Madrid for no timi do mo say so mo chest ka say oboa Alonso be bobo no bi.
Yeah.
Abelo a ntimi nkasa. Abelo tu no timi kasa. Jesus
Ramos na be call.
Jesus you know Sevilla ni free okra Ramos and chioko ho Abelo a call Spain national team eyesu.
Jesus Navas.
Spain national team no. We Casillas Ramos Sinchenya eba method na competition is so high no. Madrid for no e sorry gina Alonso achima obebo wura mu force so Vicente Del Bosque e ma ne ball a typical 4-man method switch Iniesta ko wide and obo Alonso 6 so Alonso Busquets no dey Xavi kan ho and in finfini wo ye joke e dey man everything they met it was South Africa 2010 and Iniesta can float just around and behind the attacking lines and Iniesta AD Agro. But the eminence of Alonso was felt in the team. Despite Busquets sorrow game no so club side what dem mascarano ne ya tureno. I had the Alonso can so Alonso the a clean of the clean. Said the Casa Saint or San Icano. San Madrid say Alonso, but as a manager they say no. E classico na uko defend kotina po mu asante percent yuntumi sa anya hwe ade chi so ayesa ase mo kwa jemeda o say mo kwa ye god sa na mo nyina push Alonso de nisinche. But when I hear your stories now oka say Abelua do remember the break akra the 12-day Abelua method okay ni nyina won say mo ko oh nana Alonso na no ho yen krofo ahia na so wa shada anya boni bia o. Why have they just suddenly changed? Say omo. But Makacho at Real Madrid, they will be a resource. The concept that revolves around players, the same thing the coaches in the for players. Are you ready or not? Physically, psychologically, technically, tactically, all the 4 cardinal points of the game. Are you ready or not? Adagula, no, ready more. Endrick, no, ready more. Rodrigo, no, you're ready as a Cologne. Casemiro as a Cobra, Odegaard as a Cobra, Vinicius as a Cobra. They don't give you really time unless you are ready and then you come here. Coaches in the so imagine them say, are they now going to give or maybe the area kuchuru Spain untino be an Abeloa afa Wontumi. But and common and say Abeloa is trying to change up the environment. Abeloa, he's trying to change up the environment. Or the BB air back a ho. I say, once a Monday be draw now bonfire bonnet party or mass master. Subject our own pen. Second Monday no crab mental all the mental. Remember the mass masters, my bonfire on power. Remember Monday crab to Nebisha. That's the figure Alonso presented to the Madrid players. Because he had won Oliver Cousin. Went unbeaten, set records, and then went into a final that he lost. So all Baha say no, one fashion the team say, oh, Madrid he played as a player. And what do call when you Bundesliga and Leverkusen is seeing not just any way you do, and I out. Any way you do no. Mbappe and then that 8 you Danny Ho mobile be a phone so no hotel and hostels, mobile for phone in sit down room ho. Yeah, mo for 2 boots. Back a gym boot for warm-ups and running. Near share the start was said for training. These principles almost say a young crowd. Jai men fan to group, you know all this. But Alonso was trying to go by the measures he set. And I don't know. I can't even envisage say Obama Abelo the same level of guidance. And as I say, but in my opinion, I know there are problems that exist on the field alone. Okay, so about 4-3-3. I mean, Sabe and Abebo when Nimuho, Master Antonio, Mbappe, and Vinicius. What happens to Rodrigo from Kakrana Wunya? You know, now method me and Sabe. What method composition Abebo? Kakaya who from Abelo and there. He's dancing around Chouameni, he's sitting at the base. No about Jude, who marauds into the box, and then no Jada Gula said, on your distribution into the final third. Me and son, no. Right back also so Asteris Kakrao. Is it going to be Valverde, Cavaha Baobebo, or who? Frank Garcia left back, or is it Kebabo? These are all tactical questions, Abelo as a solve. In doing so, as a Senate League, you know, and the Champions League, you know, so. When me anyane sadia yaw minim fans bitimi ama Abelo ato adwuma no so with that sources minim rane kro that will keep Abelo on the job with that sources. And if we are talking about sources our Real Madrid and yes sources our Bournemouth and yes sources our Bichim, yes, it's Real Madrid. So yeah, that's my little opinion on that story. And I feel say Sabelo at me a fancy flake on Besreko Fala Liga and dia short no nye basa nkwane beko ometu to be akoma Alonso nyina sana de no beye omedi di Alonso mpoapa, especially players no na Alonso person o jiro no. That notwithstanding, there are certain individuals despite the form and all of that no more bomb more dey obi sekile Mbappe share the form. It's a very short TC form pa you feel a typical Brazilian.
Yeah. Now, imagine him saying some have Vinicius Dodo of the game. No, Nima Hano coaches in Pemasem or Mommy Miro, Sani Manhano, Onyani Josuaka Krana, the game neba. Company na and a payna or Bonabasso say, Washisha buying team no Bundesliga no or Shechin is a woman, all of that. I how a season beko. Masha company season in Wayajuma. Whatever he's done so far at buying no Wayajuma. But you did give Yachi every day. The Yahuno is see near the Asatu team says saying and Crofio Mope. Yes. And when you bring on far company no, a dear we are seeing Busa say a company dear or quiet day. That was the commonest question among for Busa. Fele forms I must say FAQ frequently asked the questions. Company the Okoye day Muyi Thomas Tukele dear company FAQ. And then they frequently asked question at that time and a company are pointing on. Yo, is the guy working or not? Company is working marvelously. But hold on to that word marvelous. If we are talking per the standards of Bayern Munich, yo, let's just say how the the standard and the dim komono.
It was a buying there, Omono. Jupp Heynckes mobile treble. Hansi Flick mobile treble. So Bana league in the Obi Bessie more enjoy monopoly market. And you recently be an Dortmund that be flash back. Now you are shabby Alonso be from back. Abribi I only say buying for there. So we got 10 seasons wabra OJ consecutively. So more than Abribi in Europe.
Salah and Arsenal and Namsono. If he did na okeke kanuano, and I think he's even bettered it. Flexibility no the about team no. Say, look, my mention idea about a difficult to game. Analysis area about difficult. A team beer. Unya huni was appointing new coach. You can't really predict them what they will do. It is all your analysis making we are. Just go back acquiring more of individual analysis. Say we or I don't know we say. And then you pick up the coach previously maybe a free ban and also the way he sees the game. And some what me can be one. Two, a dear analysis is difficult by a team be reaching a prime in terms of selection. Game you can say coach be reaching a prime in terms of selection. Yeah, what you say? Keeper no, right back you know, fancy no. One bet you have a ball line up on a 8 or 9 players. There can be 1 or 2 B. And a coach na the best also. And we are reaching a prime. Training you obey your opponent, you obey your BR, you can still predict the lineup. Unima, what causes that? a fluidity in the squad. Ne left back one no. Utimbo Tom Bischoff. Utimbo Rafael Guerrero. Utimbo Alfonso Davis. Utimbo Conrad Lima. Na Kofi Amabo mudini nyina no. Omutimi sako bo right back ho. Aito Hiroki, that Japanese 25-year-old boy. Utimbo left back. Utimbo. That's deeper flexibility because players in the chiro will be comfortable. But there's a stability, huge stability. Or centre backs for me in term. Kim Min-jae, Upamecano. Kim Min-jae, Upamecano. Anytime Biano Jonathan Tababe Shemwa, now only Upa and Babebo. It means Kim will go out. Central midfielder, you can check through the last 10 games. What a death! And in Sauber predicts the company is coming this way. Unless sometimes who's opponent is a strong one, then you can predict say about Kimmich and then Pavlovich. Opponent a tough opponent, you can go with the two. A told be almost no, but the Goreshka Babe check Kimmich and Cheho or per stability or per grit or per aggression because that guy brings that in the center of the pitch. Then a new holiday FKK. The 10 no, wow player on our treme, Carlinat. But be all bono too much. On a surgeon every so bono. Olise and then Luis Diaz.
Leonard Cross sometimes say be always say Obama Olise arrest here. Leonard no pretty few of you listen so on.
And a kind of fluidity and flexibility. I want you to be out in Bonnie Uncle Row. It is like given the Okasa watch a company why I in Yepa. No more Europe. Europe the company on Yana Fossa. On Yana Fossa. On Yana Funtia PG. No, I'm intending. On Yana Funtia Arsenal. On Yana Funtia PG. Even Madrid the way sideway no. Buy on for this sir. And the Madrid no, or more able to say, or Musuno. When you underrate them, Madrid just had you know, or more fans and players and they want to show you say no, we haven't gone anywhere. Some mentality no Madrid team. So buying Madrid a big game, and then sometimes Barca for Hansi Flick's sake. Barca so a canwa. No more coaches be to say Eddie Howe dear Newcastle. No Ben Wajma. Wontumi no. Jack Canu Yahu and Famano. Thomas Frank. Need 7 okay kind of crama Jotwa. Why is he speaking like a novice? If you require him about coaching, no mono dear. Who's a Kakra. So Thomas Frank, no man fanning can those coaches no. And I feel as a company to me a working way around a back Champions League, giving semis final hope by big crowd this time next year. Yaw. Title no. I can tell you, say PSG, Madrid, Arsenal, maybe Liverpool to some extent. There's nobody who didn't buy in him. But Arsenal, they are really stronger. And then the Mamisruma company kakrano. Max Allegri na AC Milan for decided say finally, I'm per se accommodation inside. Now for today and for tomorrow, with me at the club and it's back to where it was. Imagine I may say it's so difficult for a club to come back to where it was. My sources because you lose sight of how you came back. And you're from to your clubs, no.
True.
How some folk are not getting the way back to where they were. How do phobia mo? Or my Jerome Chikwai? Something for Canada. Oh, you're a crew.
Yeah, Jabos here, and Okromo a bang. And then I'm going to share on.
I don't know how
so Oko bedroom now in our Okromo.
We feel Krum Hina Bang, we are bedroom. So what I say.
Hey, Tia is one way.
Oh, oh, if you just say free or buy jail,
I'm not free if you just say about refugee.
Last week now, coffee just
community. What's the refugee?
What's Halana bro, when you get in a bedding in our
house of folk. Lovely club on the continent. Omokalis at the fierce too. House of folk, they had everything. Omo you feel them at the stadium. Say pneumatical. Has folk our squad and nimbo no bar on the field. They are not the type of club a coach is original because on the board that The 64 battalions, they put up a squad that for generations of dominity. Jabimu kwa mukosi akawa brocho. Seven appear when has a job like Kinsemo. Do we need to go through their squad? Ama Senegal, but Neno has Busasa has player Ben. Who was the last player to feature in Europe? Bani a free on more. European market now a fee has folk be your baby. And the club itself a fee how to get to the top. Sabi didn't go Europe. Manchester or Ebia to AC Milan. AC Milan. The standard was set by Arrigo Sacchi in a typical 4-4-2. Shadrach Mwami Anopai. I've always been saying it. I did Biana Obe enjoy success today that you'll be sweat. So Arrigo Sacchi has set up a standard 4-4-2 with a double 6-6. Don Carlo Wena Huno. Well, you said there's some waja here in Ubi. The destination no. And you're very different from the position our bono. Don Carlo donned the 7 Jesse. Not partner Frank Rackard. No mujin for year Jumano. Don Carlo no from the standard 4-4-2 with double 6s. No also be used 4-4-2 no be. Anyway, but associate to 4-4-2 diamond with Pillow and then Kaka. Shadrach Amajmane. So sometimes pattern no. Rhinos Michel Satama Yas no. And then Johan Crawford fire. Look at it. Frank Rackard in the own field no. Typical 6 on a Don Carlo or me in the double 6s. No abenya Aberico Colombo, Angelo Ivani, top no Van Basten and a Ruud Gullit. Double number 9 na Hecho Franco Baresi. All time one of the best central defenders a game ne hunu. Ne partner Kosakuta, Mario Tasoti and Maldini a complete honmo. Yo, this squad way a typical standard 4-4-2. Bo a 50 bano 4-4-2 in an evening. You cannot say 8, 7, and 11, 9, and 10. And now one disciple from here in Don Carlo or Carmelan ho and a Frank Rackard etete fast one copy Barcelona later. Patriotic yes. Now no Don Carlo also be 5-4-4-2 no the ejuma. But because of time travel was son and son called the diamond to fit the squad he had at that time. And once a pillow area on a Frank Rackard na nejina ho. But also mumi no a robust type. Pillow area no robust. This is a deep lying playmaker. Even though me and Sunny Nabo says Baraka and Don Carlo are very different. Casemiro line also no monam, but Pillow line no a Busquets. And then on no done way and no the be successful. Seed of Gattuso Kaka a complete fono no nya Crespo Shoshenko. Two typical number 9s. And the Gullit and Van Basten in difference room. And no more dear Bassa. So Max Allegri 2011-2010 season or G League, then I said, this should rather be a standard base for Milan going forward. Now Sancelotti now moves to have a 5-4-2 no for 2005 okay. Omni Liverpool Stivomo. And the 2007 or did the Christmas tree as about back view or Duce up the 4-4-2 but still maintaining the back four. Yeah, where was the last time or did lineup be yet the same 4-4-2 but this time a Flamini in the Wakaka area a pillow
Maxi Flamini
and a seed of a Kokaka Honomo. And a seed of on Kevin Prince Water suit me bohol movie. But the constant factor here is the 2 striker system, Ibrahimovic and a Robinho. Way Milan also the G. Apart from Stefano Pioli dia Lani Obeji, this lineup and the last Serie A title at the moment. But how did they lose sight of the top? Na fe Juventus better so Inter Milan fe Napoli so unity where is AC Milan. Oh, apart from the Serie A no so no uko Europe krano yaw you AC Milan. Their most valuable players is here you can say Rafael Leao and himself along with Pulisic and the top scorers of the side. Milan are lose the gap to the quality at the top. Oshamo currently on my lineup pa it will be money more full crew Grimona Nenam ho. Milan has lost quality from the top. No fast Shame. Milan for fans come out a few years.
I see. Oh yeah, on should be.
Yeah, no fine.
I mean, it's a rough war. Milan.
So
rough. CBG. Now we're bending. To me, I owe. Club will be always my jaitim or bois. Or mobile or touch you.
No, because I say, so Milan has lost grace to the top. If Oma decided to say, on be jai their share Max Allegri in sa no to no was said ya. One thing I can also say they say they should ditch deep into a academy no more found players no family system. And some more combine them with those players who free outside the banner. If Milan comes back to the top, yeah, San Siro be there. But this time, we who like tell San Siro, na Inter Milan. So sad.
Whoa, but I say new. My name is Steve na Steven so fan dem. Rem say Facebook for na Sanji page ni bi. Yeah. Omo je ba ko na we new page no almost 100,000 we no ma Sanji wo hu de obe na Omo Sanji abana bonti. Yeah, nyana say Steve Bray.
Yeah, me that say now stories be but ba catch my attention the most to know was Champions League or the you see, you share player individual performance, impact of players or clubs are more joining. And why I was say players be deserving more than the Omunia. In recent years, very few players and Abebo United are making an impact to senior Bruno Fernandes Iron. In the periods or joining Manchester United, no, I feel say he has been one of the best midfielders in the league. But club now born circumstance a club no woman unity and my own sa attention. The skill set ne quality na opposition is a player made for the Milans of yesteryears, Real Madrid. Those clubs are the Biano omoye closer to the Champions League glory. But to say he wants to win the league with Manchester United. New owners, he can say, Omar set say a project to 2028. The entourage also say, Sikane free Saudi Bana, once in a lifetime. It is a 1 year and 2 say, or Quack, says Sikana. A very difficult say, Omenya, sa chance in the But personally, analyzing Bruno Fernandes, I don't think he needs a major trophy to cement the status as one of the greats to have played for Manchester United.
Okay.
Ni DNA ya koyese Gerard DNA kakra. He is a fantastic player in an average team. A team that lacks consistency in terms of who is the manager. It took his stride and en route to that competition, Shane Impact. Was share as many as over 100 goals, 60 assists for Manchester United in the period that United are for. Into Bruno Fernandes never feel that we bar performance not take into a we can we aba a striker we call or he's still performing. So he's one of the few players dear me did note it down a good player or will be that is consistency regardless of who is the coach or who is a partner on a neighbor. But a lot of the times we have to face reality. Baby United are looking for stability. Menya sure say baby will say no. Any Manchester United supporter can say confidently say they are winning the league next season. Go football na progressive.
Yes.
Na on tiasia, baby Arsenal sha see free make under Mikel Arteta no. Oma build it. Sa na be drew her. Ebi mo de no utiminya one in many times is a happen out of preparation BIB a progressive plan as ani AGBB. But all the previous managers of the Premier League in the last 10 decades as a result of progressive planning and preparation. And I do my beje. The Manchester City cover Taber Rahim, Benjani Warawari, Steven Ireland, Joe Mobile, they were preparing the grounds to be at the top. To amuye and kakra and change money, everything more be manager and son of my baby, and they call themselves big boys. United are top form. That is what they want to build again. But for him, as Bruno Fernandes, sometimes fate and destiny, you can't decide. But he's a player. or deserve to have played for Real Madrid, AC Milan or more topper. Even Manchester United, yeah, by circumstance.
Man U are.
The
Laurels.
Yes, or J. Laurels.
The last time, I say, number say can be said. Could not team is Arsenal a ball as a number 10.
You see, there are a lot of teams over ball. When born on the attitude in last time I was talking about Dominic Szoboszlai and American players or one qualities. The only thing on ya and in Tiemboni didn't your consistency. But this guy in the team that or yeah on a consistent base. So he's very good. He's very fantastic. Even national teams, he's doing the thing. Manchester United. But we talk of winning the Premier League against the age, United are now building. Last weekend, a good win. But Ube Bezu or no Akase, Omo are closer to challenging for the title. In Belmoma chair or more quality. So I feel Bruno Fernandes in here trophy to cement in his status as one of the greats. Meaning so Paul Scholes, Carey, Fletcher, whoever. But he's in that category. If we are talking of midfielders, United and you individually, our numbers no is sure he's there. He's very unlucky to be in a team almost surrounded on any players almost back together to win a major trophy. Now there's something surprising. It's difficult to distinguish the attitude of Ghanaians and that of the British because omodi yes untie subane se send ye hype idea send ye right off idea nyina ye pe. But I am one say for a British goal scorer why very consistent yet on your popular so popular whenever the conversation of Ballon d'Or that is Harry Kane. From 2018 to date, meaning the list of strikers will be based on consistency and numbers. But surprisingly, he's not popular among Ballon d'Or conversation. And the man who say he is a British. Into a common pa or multi West. You pejo be drew baby or undru cry there. Nanka they are the best place to go.
Across any goals no a bar without trophies. But on one case on a personal level, they be also at my club here. Tottenham was no be buying or buy the domestic na Champions League Wontumi and so be moon from my. And also Champions League no so automatically there's a whole buying ballon no.
But even if or the buy and J
Wontumi
Champions League, I doubt he will win the Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
And the reason is Nientia Madrid in those class pep players be are fashionable, are marketable. Harry Kane is the normal guy. He doesn't come with a lot of PR around him. Now he's also suffering from the brilliance. The way sorry now presentable ball words now. Obi a was sure for the last 10 years and say and you be sunko bi amano. If Harry Kane Vinny Jr. share 23 goals or 18 goals in a season, it is viewed as a top achievement. But Harry Kane bet much at 35, 40 goals. Who is it is the standard of Harry Kane. And that is one thing that is I feel it is affecting him. Though free a land that promotes a lot. But okay say we need major trophy to show on your consistent the Champions League and the Sanyo. This is a gentleman. We're winning the FIFA Top Scorer Award in 2018. Individually, why BBHS or a poacher? You can always count on him. But the American said the element a mayor award will be as the Ballon d'Or holder. It goes beyond the on-field performances. That is why a certain category of clubs be ayana omunya the chance to sell their players more than other clubs. Fancy na me share Diego Costa kakra nsema okafa Antonio Conte. Se Oshana na se ni bufu ne
ya battery na no keep long face. Yeah.
Onye sure se obon sinsemu. Because so yebia nka debia na koma no nkosro sa. Ne style of coaching no mpenifotie pacho. The style of coaching no
style of coaching.
Say
Within the court in Seno.
That is all part of the Seno and our cash.
On the chief was what the best way.
That is all kind of Matias here.
One go.
The kind to so one tears here, dear. The kind who call Kubo playback Abena.
The chief will go playback.
A chief for Natias, all now so I don't want attention. You and I'm saying, what no attention. No, me. And you all pay your kind here. Just go back to YouTube. Omo playback now, but I try question, but for quote me send it. That's what I was.
You see, it's surprising, sir.
To me,
managers are you see, whenever you bring them on, no, and I say they are signed into clubs, you are guaranteed a league trophy. So I think I'm managing this top class players. Yet Wontumi call UEFA Champions League encore triumph. Now I'm not Conte and I say Ancelotti or the winning Champions League. It's not about principles alone. Because the entire Conte echo clubs or the major championship and then say the model send your all pretty no and Maubia setting up say value for money. Into the edge, you know, what's here who you are. Into a strict. But also the period Diego Costa ball for Chelsea. And how influential he was for Chelsea. Or more championship now. It will be very difficult for any manager at all to say, player now share 20 goal plus no. Or say, on any year you may be into encore. Managers will want to build on the successes of yesterday, and players or make you more. But Costa from Atletico Madrid joins Chelsea with Fabregas and the rest, and Omoje Premier League in the mark continue Chelsea. The next moment, I say manager not sending a test, say he will not be counting on him, so he can leave. It's quite surprising. Story never a devalue player. Granos Sky bufu in some bebre nearby. But I'm sure Conte Subana to win the Champions League. And young one say what do quarter final pet. You will need luck. You need to be friends with the players. Because sometimes football no scholars or red dressing room no who kaka ni we mo. Sometimes only be aka. So the money mu ya na amonko when it demands that me change will be a substitution. So giving them the room to be themselves and see a part of how you go and win the championship. Klopp aka say nya dear chinchini bia, but your relationship with them. Conte, how successful he has been in terms of winning leagues, Italy and then England, 6 trophies or so, and yet easy for Liga Arsenal, I think 20 something years. Liverpool calls 30 years. Manchester City, Chelsea call 50 and 40 years respectively. So it's a manager big year and not form. But to have coached Juventus, Chelsea, Wako Napoli, Wako Inter Milan. Now clubs are buying the competition. Now into me and for managing. No free honor. A season after the departure, these clubs no to me call the Champions League final and they say, dear Costa Cano. There will be an element of truth in human relationship. I think I partly due to that. And I'm a Conte so successful in the domestic arena. Say, oh yeah, dear. But see, I'm concerned a trophies, you know. I something that is quite difficult for him. And aside with it, I'm slow to percent or Danny Liverpool team, you know, Dutch Annes.
what is
so Mickey
play I'm crying a pebble.
A dose will be and my son controversial, but you see,
so no Bob to Dutch for no from Pong, one of fans or the number.
You know, go for Viaba. They say Dutch footballers, they are not the top when you talk of players who we are saying Bomuding, but for Van Dijk, Adebiano, or the Dimbeshemno. So, how far players from Baby, not only really a topper, it translates into the success of a club now managing. In maybe now Brazil, a national club will be a Brazilian player. Why? Because quality no in abundance. I'm buy Jumano and Yebibrisa. To date, I still feel Cody Gakpo has been playing for Liverpool for bare 3 seasons now. I still feel he needs polishing. On a finished product yet, in my view. There are a lot of things that I also want to give. From Pon also buy and share that sort of player. Ravenberg was a sensation last season, and I will keep it a consistent or started slow due to club Nina and I say team Nina slow start now. I make even the rain, Machina. Send me Van Dijk in the Butch Honor, and yes, no be provided. They should admit that they missed an opportunity to sign a fantastic centre back in Magay. Because Mickey Van der Ven and McGinn, my shadow boy, no, I'm saying last week or 2 weeks ago, now I'm telling so boneding. My shadow clips na Jack. I more no more extra old performance in Ibi, na calamitous performances in also as Libya. But the year started before the season started. Now I'm say the point of priority for Liverpool in terms of transfer shouldn't be Alexander Isak, but it should rather be Magay.
Yeah, Mekai.
So throughout the season, as the season unfolds, indeed, Liverpool in here a standout and I say a renowned player, Obe Van Dijk. Now I take it over. So that's your phone Dawson. Well, performance no mean shadow who be brisa. I will move. The players I was say you're spending hugely on Mickey Van der Ven, the adult. Chelsea coach, no, Omunya interview with Rebeno. No focus on a Jumana or Yeno. Mourinho say, coaches be out. I'm saying one tag or Minya, may paraphrase your kind, Minya coach Nezali. Say, a bit more how we achieve BBR. But on and I manage big clubs. No. The fact is that I didn't necessary. And the truth is, the Mourinho Kano and correct. The fact is, players here coaching teams like KC, Carrick in BBR, Abaloa, Onye BBR, and chemistry teacher Liam Rossinian, Sunye BBR. But that is the era we've got ourselves into. Now we can't about Spurs and new manager almost story be, and then he's feeling the heat. And he's adapting to the biggest club, no. And different from Brentford.
Brentford, no. What chose one or special?
Yes.
Yet, or back is no more better man and so on.
Yes, because at Brentford, a little mistake it will go unnoticed. But big clubs, no, every little detail
counts.
It will be scrutinized. That is the reality. In Team Mourinho, how can I not create? But praying top manager is saying here, I will be no more big clubs. Wenger, Fergie, Rafa, Mourinho. Also, more than and Mourinho can't say because all shine itself into English football, not the Porto ABB. And they also be was Strasbourg, and the ball no more bonefe, goals. But that shouldn't be ordinarily. That shouldn't be the yardstick the farm manager be Adiaba. So show potentials of being a good manager. But reality is that and in the modern game, you need a top manager, sir. Mourinho bɛka no ho asɛm saa time ni bi amu game ni. Okay. You drew a period that you need to give them time for them to build themselves into the big club now. And yes, you can never see the light of the day in terms of the success of clubs now. So.
Well, Steve, may I say, Capum right now, Yamna share the 50 so ba and ano pay. Live on the show, still live on Wontumi TV, digital satellite, Wontumi TV live, and also Oma Sanjay, Oma James Zedie. We see a payment for you because Facebook for you didn't no but couple right real quick now for Yamna share the announce so bene share Ghana Premier League our command center and no any matches I have so far statistics and the eka and the was say a bason in and yabana yababe doing come real quick and so a day a few new now you saw obians and from obim
say ayen common na as much as omunya hunu top level football no yes we agentum say coaches ni sorry referees ni be afei na omo so ba yes they made mention of few names Tisa Salamo Reginald Ayeboni di Dollar Gbenumu. These are all young referees afei no omo so ba so in as much as your expectation as a football nation. Only say, a minor woman, no Madagascar no more. And Wakasa Fena, yes, sorry, Omuni Eritrea. We have seen football, your peaky national team club football, your clubs at the African level, national teams at the African, even global level. It's the referee be deep boy, yes, we have seen that. Number 2, oh, camera way. Sabo BO TV so, any TV so, whatever you are doing, it will come out. Sometimes lines no much one man for the cameras. These are some of the things they have begun understanding. Say, and that's a woody game. Now I know. I want to meet you. Namaka said no. At the answer, sometimes I go to a center and why I can't do who we are or China is see oh baby I also wa Wontumi mameka. When he said this season, FNA invested away game number. Yes. FNA the FIFA CAF instructors referee for upon it Ediba Kroma so matisi referee for no. Baby on benda do di course duration ni nyina no FA for no make sure say those instructors and even the security no kra no the CAF level security measures ediba ha it will shall fee officiating and seminar course no nyina no a necessary correct season FA ni aban no book campo no and I say but the most beautiful thing is that afeni across so first round na yebeka second round no yaw referee for we no no de samudi game no a de betimi aka nyina na say obie ne wonu betimi attire mo ayayai o mine na ya entrust yo mo with your powers and so boku do feel so ya mo rain feel mo ho na omo nyet say sebe game no nya na 10 minutes no mudi obedi awie ba yebe bodi be na otwemienu ano na opa na oni say referee no ne papa babontia be kasa o. Oh, some were only mistaken. After say the can was no to a junior so admit it. Say yes, it was an error. It was an error. And we hope say football is a repetitive action. Or now got to Nunu, now got to referee for. Yeah, more my action, no. Yeah, more my action, no. If you want to go over, should be about a toilet, anybody and Nunu Friba. We wouldn't want to go there, yeah. So follow action there. You won't follow action. We have fair view. Oh, you won't follow action. You both with how more. Yes, you know. Say you pay say. Udu be abesi asebi a o kana sem but. Say the born in a no. To ones have say business. Oh, na then by fine sometimes. Obeja to me human error. But now they cost will be. You be coach be do. Yeah. Human error krona no. Nam say human error and a pilot to the asako ba ko hwe agu wi as human error. Obi adwuma ho you only see adwuma obetumi aka asem bi. Hey, I'm ko kapo omre na wanya nkasa asem kro. Supremo Vanzi. Me man nka asem bi no ko asem bi about today. Ko kapo ha ba why. Festival. Festival. Go church later bi ani ade. My name is
I say we fancy.
Young quite couple.
Yeah, to us. We ask them says you got Jaume. Yeah, to us. Fancy.
Oh yeah, banner. Yeah. No, Mr. Bobby. Mr. Bobby.
I'm funny crazy.
Couple. Mr. Bobby. Only you are some good as someone.
I've been not sports no yo was up and was it Kawi. I said I was sick. Because you know you feel and I say I have evidence.
Mr. Bobby, no, you're not saying so. It's not saying about no BITU. And I was sending me two group of me. So I say, Father, nobody ever two group. I say, why they are you know? It's my own day. And I say, listen, if you are sending my queen, dear baby. You promised a promise. The couple to one of yourself. I'm in front of currency.
Oh, yeah, I'm in front of currency. We start with Pubi. Some pardon. Well, fancy. You to us, you remember the Black Stars of Ghana. You didn't come over Ghana. Your World Cup here because you bought a modern pair prepare. You say your friendly game already. If you not confirm, say any Germany, ever Bonra, the official announcement about any Austria will game. I bought 27th. You boy we are on the 30th of March. You kwako ball. You can say Germany. You bought 27th of March against Austria. We are now any German for no. And so Eddie Ayen Tamson and Yama Etime Kama Yipa. Na Ghana for no. A modern mono egusua. Ekoso na over players. I hear almost any. Umbitimi abo mo recover. Recover mo. And so you have said Yama Bekoye one. Andre Ayu say when your team are obo na team no so obo boni yipa na fancy Matthew Amwa obi a baby Andrew Ayu nak brother hono eho ana Matthew Amwa we attacking coach wono edi djuma e wani mo na wadim koma kakra na the day Ayu call just a moment no the day you are sharing the moment with Matthew Amwa kwan ofa so ni di djuma e club no say the be nuama ebeko yintie betie the day we are near betie Matthew Amwa kakra no so kafa the day eho yintie the day Andre Ayu come fast almost sign on na they didn't need team no a clubless or Ghana and na Baolishi ho e ho na no obobo Sunday special ni ade a na sa videos ni bi ana call viral do baby wakaso kwa de boys ni twa na no wakaso ni boys ku ordin they call me a professional any ade na the videos no call viral no kan bi na ma omu say they form e wo ho ana omu de sign no Inti Matthew Amwa. The sports ministry in collaboration with the Ghana Football Association, Ominya meeting with the vice say Honorable Omehe Sports and Recreation. So Nenu Mankoye. Now Honorable Achre since day one our befriend Jumano baby Jumano Pempen so Edruno Obamanie Edema Vice President.
Premiership and league investment. Together with the Ghana Football Association, government led a process for us to have a good arrangement that gives broadcast rights that now shows a number of our league matches live, and it has improved patronage. We have also put a system in place where the Premiership clubs receive in advance $1 million Ghana cedi before the start of the league. In the past, the winner.
What it to Ghana is a Abayno Honorable Sa confirm say 1 million at the Ama clubs in Yano a Abayno and a day amomo and broadcasting rights say ne Yabobo na TV no zono Abay and it Yahoka. There's a few league in the BBI Abaya. In the clubs no 1 million no margin teams EB into your mocha 5 months, 4 months, and was honorable a confirm at the 1 million Ghana cedis to the clubs from the government. Well, I know somebody to Ghana say honorable Ekasai na you Atwasono and pardon me catch you say former black maidens and the black princesses woman player Kate Edu Ajiman say 2015 World Cup qualifiers woman a boy de qualify na buy no $8,000 as utia at the moment sankai na 2015 ebepim 2020 and I say F4 say so refia or kai woman na 8,000 bishawa as woman the momo.
Hello, this is Kate Edwajiman, a former player of the Ghana Black Maidens, Ghana Black Princesses. I am making this video to petition, to remind the Ghana Football Association, the president of the Ghana Football Association, the Minister of Sports, to them that if they have forgotten that they still owe the 20 women qualifying team to the World Cup, if they've forgotten they owe them, then this is a reminder petitioning them to do what is right by us. It's been over 12 years now.
As I buy at the moment, Karela following God bless again. Report Eban is a bless, and so the long season move as they call the Mexican side. I am from Thero FC or more, and so and no Eguzo I said or more I say or more officially or more team in the area or Conafi Mexico and only I got to us or Bonajuma and I feel so phase at Chawatin so Albania club. You're from KF Belize. Also and our no airborne trials nenra or the training ebo adwumayepa awumuguso mo a steady phase at chawate wono anaja wo hwe na ye de won sem no everba nations wa nso biem Razak Simpson so of Finland the move no report eba ne sem komo no edreche wono nso enche obe movie na ordinary enso akira mo no ne e kakre fi ode ba odu South Africa Orlando Pirates for na ni abrepa ni nyina no Mohamed Kamara goalkeeper Edema Krobia Kumasi Asante Kodoko interest no ekosro mo a umwese kwambia so womunsa ebeka no FC Magellan reporter eba ne say weekend di omo the scout eba Ghana ha omo be monitor hu be jail player Edema Kotoko make for da no omo hwese omunsa be kan scout eba lande weekend di na omo monitor hu be jail eno report e free odma de ba samban so de Zimba for no omadwen say omo bezo omo fan free na omo bezo metu akapre enti omo ene na masie nkakra a omo hwese se bibia wi na je omo fa no senwa no mo de no ko eno kakre free the ba Krobia Kumasi Asante Kodoko wa mami coach I friend is coach Karim Zito and komodi di akoso aba league no ano chese league ne de omuguso awomo ba omuguso mo fight kakra na league no edu ba bi abrabo se usu a eni ukwan se wotena waze aye obibi usu obesore na wato abrabo no so ntia nkoye na wotena ebeye ni nyina no ensama coach Abdul Karim Zito
what we are working towards, and I still hold it because it's not too late. As I said, it's a marathon race. Some can start well, and then there will be a time when the gap is reach a certain stage, then you can give up. But this, I don't give up till it ends. So we are still fighting for it. Yeah. And football is about moment. There will be a moment when the white will be shining on you, and there will be a moment when the black is shining on you. So this is, you should not give up. Just like the normal life, when things don't go well, you don't have to sit down and cry. You have to fight hard and then come back to achieve your target. So we are not giving up. We are still fighting. Coach, what we are working towards. And
every any dreams and no air report about source nature say Bosumi N9 and as a num 5 months Sikamai salary 170 also intimate to us when in the dreams FC assistant coach Fifi and ya den onsem e de ba Fifi John wo monche kra neja yatis was sign and no mo apapa mu no nyame adom ene and ye hwese dreams o many young apostles game near 3:30 and no young apostles for no paralyze and go mo league ni bi but every for no makasa say wo mo ebitimi abo odu division 1 a true democracy for omo any Ports city game e call so omo tutu nkonya e wo Ports for omo home ground so omo kire say true democracy for omo anya de ko omo na starting tokwa no india before no kire say 30,000 Ghana cedis omo entua na Ports for no ntua 10,000 Ghana cedis omo sa the ban e ma Port City esen ko omo home venue omo ntimi mo game ne mom omo kire say omo left ban no e okukura ntumi ohene park nti ho ana nyame adoma omo ebekwa akohwe na afi omo game no this weekend and also etimi abaso where you bring a half regional football association ethics integrity committee Collins Atapoku CEO at the Mediana Stars or no anoma any chair at the ethics integrity committee and will bring a half regional football association to one lawyers no eko boy juma hopa fancy events
right Mati Yarasi Kabo ti mamra ya bujafo na fi yento aso new
and na ye di blaster hon komo na me ka December kuminu bi afa the Reta global game na kwakodru and reason why we have no other option than to perform obian can show to sekoje World Cup trophy in Fabra. We want good performance. based on who we see ourselves, the squad we have in this generation, the performances we've had over the years, whenever we travel to that world stage, from 2006, 2010, 14, no, we missed out in 2018 and then went back in 2022. 2026 happens to be a year for where we are going. I mean, the host nation, no, for the players we have, and the experience of Otuado being at the 2022 World Cup, everything put together, the expectation is huge. More so, there are countries now more wish say qualify straight away. I'm call for players to be someone like Cameroon. They have the squad. We saw them at the AFCON. Yet playoffs we saw it. That of DRC in Nigeria. So there are quality teams and national teams to qualify for World Cup. So you need any other option than to prepare so well for the tournament. Ministry, your court tournament over ba me fees and simbi braba experience in ministry for no input it together. They should lace so well with FA no na this time. I'm a very good tournament. Nemo me as a technical person. Yeah, I'm per se. The contextualizing in common or baby a me minim dia wo. Into coaching ho and imagine wo CC pa ya. Number one, the American run and I say repeat. My ignore the players na esi akan e wa African continent na so no a omu en Ghana mai mu hada mo apie kono but when you do Europe no me ignore mo. There are quality players out there. There are quality players in the Ethiopian league, in the Rwandan league, in the Tanzanian league, Egyptian league, you know who Ghana for honma umusi akan. Yes, umusi akan so much bench mo so no mo music akodi. We see that lad each and every week say watch at the man club side. We saw to 4 Adrian to 4 by high and I interview maybe later on a month for BTB. So we know that our players play so well on the continent. And the most difficult part in Europe. Makache said the everyday players and I free omono. Otuado should widen out in the scouting system. Now we blaster her. We should minimum Otuado na mu. So even about 100 players on the basket team. And then I'm a catcher say get top quality scout analysts for minimum day. Me can be an amakoka coaches, but I don't understand why. You want job for analysts for the scouts for someone who say and then we give it to coaches. There are specifications. Or more about it again and to say Otuado no yama. Borussia Dortmund no your assistant scout, assistant coach, sorry, but na Juma specification no a scout. I don't think ma Jude ne allow me na fair fan in seminar. So Otuado ahead of this World Cup, how many scouts is he working with? Now zones Ben watch chop mondial Europe say woko Belgium woko France obasire ko Holland and say Amsterdam ko for players we bra. I want to understand that scope of work and sign your could do US and as a Mexico in Canada. To say back with Green when was the Mahono. So now sa pull of squad and Sana were the best to the frame. Oh, you saw 51 players and the ball qualifies and qualify about how many players, about how many matches, sorry. Think about this here. Qualifies and about how many matches? 51 players in the use here. Now me say 51 auto here by 49. I was the whole year. No about Tennessee. I was PowerPoint so. No, each sorry position be a presentation. It's a 6 or about 6 different 6s. Was started breaking it down. 84 about 6. Was start so by the time now be 30-man squad no you're rich. There are players on mobile leagues in Libya, Yenimoa, Qatar, and UAE. I'm register a player be Bedu. Dubai, UAE for no. Offer a player be Bedu. There are certain players come out Qatar no money adia musisi account. Auto should widen the scouting net no. Get different players are crying huomo, but they have the hunger to play. No form because tournament 28 min could go and win masio. And then I mean narrow na back down say it is not bad to come out of retirement. Shaksini no maybe no jot. It didn't holiday no so me boaba. Roger Miller and fan free retirement and fan kubi. And yet and then it to be so say the day free retirement beba. so be resume the career, it is very good. But say didn't come on man ben blaster. Na me your questions be omitrim. Mama Shadrach, the day statistics kakra mpese didn't come. I want to understand this. 30-man squad or 25-man squad or 23 or whatever number I debe kono obia o role a obebo. Eti pese me hunu say the die no e creativity and be ma ye de na ko.
Ade obia ka so ko ka bana.
Goal score couple ye story na me treaty. Obia nka sanche.
So can knock brother.
Yeah,
club side or something.
Obi na Martin your strike former striker and say.
Matthew
Amwa ka say o hwe ne fie no no ne wakasu. Yetrina ono kwa ye na dwene say we writing off he's done in the game but look ye near few game no
oba no hu say on gaining fat
yes oba no hu so on gaining fat o jina ne nice so obetimi abo ye near few game no the day preparation bi bia no et said o ye de akọ world cup na me amete nyame na me call up on kan kire me na nyame so na me call up no but ye bobo call up no ho na ye bia mama Ghana for who do deserve so be ko bie and na ye bo AFCON we no asemo bia kan say ya lucky unu de na mo de so I was born in Morocco and Nigeria mo boy no sakiade de eku akeni megu ase chekiade bi starting from 2007-8 season no ma say and the day career and start here and the dia basa be 2025-2026 with knack brother here room no yo she goes to no area na fabra we are she assist ne hodom na fabra na check it from Nottingham Forest ho kakra bi no one side Nottingham for no na yi kakra wo check on fabra na check how many seasons go production said the city how many seasons how many goals how do we know the day it musa mo say creativity na creativity dia in 1 2 3 4 seasons how many chances and we create one assist in the same number of seasons, 4 seasons, 9 goals. So goal scoring for 4 seasons, 9 goal outcome. Manon see crazy
argument about
or leadership. Look, we are not messing around this time. Your squad will hold more. We have players. Senegal squad they call AFCON. We saw it. Average age.
No man look as if say Otu so the never call.
Otu crowd name the number.
And I'm say a club side. We're joining our brother some weeks ago. No my interview now. I wouldn't come on. Matthew, I'm a bonabazo. Tiffy in our
call.
The videos are all trained.
Because Sabanya call Man City. They didn't come away.
You can't sit here, Sam.
And you can't blast out here.
So how can blast out here, cow?
Me. I'm me video in me do. Oh, my chin family. Any blaster player or club side, you didn't come on. I can't buy fee. The conversation has stood still ever since they joined Knack brother say the debate work up. But me, I want to accentuate and find out say the day work up we na there no they my on board. Na ye team no ye day. Ye not to say asaba akubi ye kwa enim ni abechi ye kwa enim ni abechi. Look, me say Koulibaly free Senegal team no na anyom yo. Oni ma de krontia Mamadou Sarr 17-year-old Mamadou Sarr. And sure mo. I'm so cool value promise better to us. I can promise you now still out to us opinion. Will be ready. 17-year-old boy featured in the final of the AFCON. Yeah, man, crown a chance and she shares a momo. Near Bomu. As at now, Kalibi Renchi or new position of last time. Number 2 Kakrania Babom Finfi Kakra. Let's fix our team. Let's fix our team now. In 2 seasons, no, say me see 2 seasons. In 4 seasons, go production. So how do we need the day? The leadership and as a goal scoring now, and our creativity. Meanwhile, no you're on crab a brewery group. Aziz Isana or dreams or call Barcelona no.
Sir 20 years, 20.
Oh yeah,
Mamadou Sarr.
Oh, about 17. Senegal for no 17-year-old boy. Okay, Ibrahim Baye 17 no. O crowd no not 20. Me say average age of the bar AFCON no. Yeah, enter 25. You can check. Senegal.
And buying 17.
We cannot rely 17 years from mama na trust come and start for us.
So bo finally be.
Oh, na dan ye de enyim krani ni. Adan ye de enyim krani. Hey left back o David Oduro no wo Barca no. Ese kia friend na mana be hye jesi ni bi. Ni da so na ho ye hunu de ye bia, ye nim de ye bia. Your place be brave nim de ye. African countries in the brain, no, or my filter or squad, no. Look at squad or parody or AFCON. Morocco squad, yeah, we chrome, no. Oh, player, I catch us say Olympics team, no, show me 10 years, no. I come, no. We a serious player. Brahim Diaz in Tino, no, 10 years in our show. Olympic team, no. I come, national 10 years in the Morocco national team, no. Oh, share even final, no. Anytime all the changes are on Ibrahim Diaz and film, no. I come, neighbor. They have a solid squad. Ye Diagro. Otoado, and you serious. He should really get us a 30-man squad. This time you won't say Niagro. Number 2, now on scout to your team, your opponents in a year. On scout to your opponents in a year. You got tournament, I say, yeah, Nejuma. My follow the BS and your man for I say, Nejuma. I say, Uncle Scout. It feels like we didn't even know our opponent. Adiana papitia mo baba ye wa hase no they are just like Otuado papitia no Otuado Shadrack me enyimi free and for papitia ontoa papitia how is it different from Otuado? They are just young coaches who have been entrusted say mun lead mu national teams no but Otonya my confidence na papitia na lead o mu team no dey call chan team no kwaji yo ya enye serious we shouldn't act like we've lost the way to the top. We still know the way to the top. Ghana, you short 2 players da. But you know the first social more. And when my references say you can check some of the blaster players that coach Kwesiapia do mobile team and the level of quality they brought. And when the man who say coach Kwesiapia some no catch meaning say that is how he had been doing. Or catch him say
assignment ebia woni yemfa adwuma ne man kra na. Why no as a scout coach? Why you go that? So the moment to be opportunity to be say Robert Judgman, when him say they play a BSC fair on a club side, irrespective of country or womb. Quite true, so then no be any no. Could was the same.
Ebenezer for it, yeah. Also,
Kinsley Safuna.
When you know, so players are technically unbelievable. Says Kudus.
Wontumi.
Well, second. In your type to send us to Niamamo, Sa Boys, Christopher Bunsubamo, then you don't change the coach. Now, guide us on car. Yeah, we will be there. But Bunsubamo, no one will face club last time. Say, you will fit. Sana ya team noa, Calibri or both 6 or both 2 we should make him a permanent member of the side. When he has Maker, yeah, me, say, Ubusamia, Ghanaian players or D between 18 to 23. Make me 150. And I can also say about 30% per any after from our junior teams.
And when you now say very active.
Yes. Very much active. Belgium, France, and Holland. When Ghanaian players are now apart from somewhere active, they're also confused.
Say
most of these players, Oscar to my boss will be drew by beer. Who your best friend higher and I am friend or check it Holland no na quality be brave on position now bono you can see Sako in Honda and all both for PSV you see them or both for Ayas. Why can't we scout these players? F in the technical directorate, how do we follow track back our boys and send a track you my funny man Yagro AFCON way should teach us a big lesson. My funny man Yagro South Africa I'm squad by you but quality na demula with the free Europe buy no na say who go Bruce packing the man no fetch or sako. Yeah, we're serious. World Cup is just around some 6 months down the line. Yeah, and fight the best of our players now.
Steve.
Yeah, you attach on some very important points related to the Blasters. Now, Otoado, at this point, I wouldn't wish to be Otoado. Simply because Osha now Ghana can't afford to fail. Ghana can't afford to give a mediocre performance at the World Cup. Until whoever or at the corridors of effing or pressure on so. Nigeria and qualify for the World Cup, but born or AFCON, Omoti Abi Okutani Sokoto Hona they will be wishing Black Stars not the best of luck, but you're ready at the stars in the bay. Osha ball na Morocco abo at the World Cup, don't may why the Senegal a ye. Ivory Coast sort of football mesele at the AFCON say there will be a lot of pressure on the Black Stars to deliver. And here she say Niaya Koyer no war 2022 na be a one-man show. Say a kudos dino. That is the same thing na ye share ni muse. Ye the same who be. Now I wouldn't wish to be Otoado. Secondly, and the fact that he was the same man who leading charge in the 2022 World Cup. No?
Yeah.
You better expect a lot from him. Now, me narrow it down to Otoado as a person, as an individual. This is the point that Obe justify whether he can be a manager to trust or a manager most of the clubs and man attention be him.
Do any chances?
Yes. So there's a lot at stake.
Okay.
Individually as a manager Otoado, and then carrying the hopes of Ghanaians.
Okay.
And then you share the West African region now. Senegal AYB.
Yeah.
And say how many Brazil share easy. It was just a friendly game at the Emirates Stadium. But no many Brazil boys they have no respect for any other nation in the world. They are ready. They feel that they can go to toe to toe with them.
Yeah.
Into Nigeria, him I want to go so. Senegal kwaje AFCON 2 times in the space of 4 years or so.
Yeah.
Senegal, reigning AFCON African champions.
Yeah.
2 times in the space of 4 years. They've qualified for the World Cup. They are FIFA ranking top 20. They are there. Moroccans who are north.
Yeah.
Watch BB. But they are the beacon of African football. The giants of African football. Conversation may include Ghana. That is why you need any abre.
Yeah.
But the army any abre say if you had players mobile with discipline, able to the top at the top level, send a Senegal for a year and kakasa na beko from kakra. And they say yanko share Zanzibar say player bi or yanko share Austria say player bi or ekofa. Can you discussion? Yenya the call. Yeah, promo on justify why they should be on the plane to Canada and then Mexico.
Okay.
So there were a lot to do. Ghanaians will not settle for another mediocre performance.
And so no resign or
who hold the position BR or GFA, you will be very uncomfortable because of the performance of Nigeria and then Senegal.
So the performance to
yes. Now when only compete, Ghana the only Egypt they compete, but at the World Cup no, Egypt actually say on team in the Ghana, and then when BM ni no, Senegal or Hobby, Algeria Kobe, Ivory Coast Kobe. Look at the talent of more, any coach or more. There's consistency everywhere. Consistency in just a nipa will last you on 1 hour. Consistency are you progressive.
Develop your upon the no more so.
You can say now no ultimately who your team no you're in cheap position whether or can that is the inconsistency we are talking about.
Well no you can be by our both positions bed or Black Stars you should baby obo
me hodie but ni pa bi a opa de yi bi nasa ade ne year omo resi enye.
Okay.
And ne racket eka calf position so power can into ono so be say ne man be di at the World Cup into World Cup we make or break for whoever or involved your football.
Okay.
Near 2 West African nations in Akoyena. And from the backdrops that we failed to qualify. And then our poll showing at the recent tournament Ghanaians at this point would not settle for a mediocre performance. It is a move here. There is a huge challenge that lies ahead of them. So be intimate fan Newman Diagro, our national team will say take it in the but the exhibition at the competition, that is what matters to the Ghanaian.
Let me just say match no. So 2 friendly games no beat me. I'm here who be biana.
I was say mayor who be. Na bibi na mayor who no because you share Switzerland ahead of the 2022 World Cup. Pink sheet in nature there.
Brazil share boy.
But we've not based on the results, because we see improvement.
Yes,
team no
yes.
ball,
Made them share results. But the perception
no
carry ball.
Say we are England for the higher. See who no. You wait me a ball so but no ball pa.
What do World Cup?
Yeah.
Quarter final.
Yeah.
Now film group stage. Now film round 16 or round 24.
Yeah.
I just say
oh yeah.
And I World Cup I say 46 or 48.
48.
Tiebe kwasa ko round 24 crowns. And went to me anya qualification and do wa. Then in Nigeria there yeah competition. See ntimi amobo VIP there na hunka owo. Ne anye ne yopo te SMS bed there na ho ba kire. Nti nei so obi wo GFA ho na ordinary football. They are sure say they will be very uncomfortable until they get the business done.
Yeah.
So there is a big challenge. And I would want to see how you better navigate it. I always wish the GFA and the Football Association and then the Blasters were.
Okay.
But always sure more no. Yeah. When we get it right, surely we will be there.
Okay. But as system body, Steve on Newton, Peter Latte, the video analysis in the game, and Omo a day analysis number, and the Black Stars of Ghana. In fact, we need to add up numbers. Na Panama free na cases B. Oh. No points na me chawa no. Nanki ekoye ni ni ade na man ko ye adwuma ese mo ye de a eni otu na o throw letter o Canada wa o the US who go so sa o
go throw was about or result
we dey any abre ni e kan we dey any bra baba easy nti so am ya no nua ma yi dia
nim de ntia da bia mo blame ket ayi your friend is otu ket so dey for adwuma obi na fu bia adwuma
o mu nyina nti o mu nyina ka
jana nga so mi nyana be ko
o so we ndi em say on ye to abana man otu dey afa no
to bi na afa adwuma
you will be fired
o mu no na ba ko
o ba go dey just an term no so anza na yetu no easy
yes boss
ya bon come easy waterproof paint
no more